Hi, this is Urvi from your video classes, and in today's video I'll be telling you all about sentence formation from jumbled words. In exam sometimes you get a question related to this. Most of the time it is you have to make a paragraph from jumbled up sentences, but we should know formation of sentence first. So let's start. You all know that sentence is a group of words through which we convey our thoughts. But there is one thing which is very important, and that thing is that word order plays a vital role in sentence formation. If the word order is not followed properly, your sentence may go wrong. I'll give you one example. Say Mercury to the sun is the closest planet. See, it is a group of words ending with a full stop. So, it is a sentence. But can we get any meaning from this? No. It is a group of jumbled up words which doesn't convey any meaning. So, we will have to rearrange the words and make a proper sentence which goes as Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Now see, the word order is changed and you are able to get the complete meaning, and this is what this video is all about. So let's start with the word order. The first word order is SVO, that is subject, then verb, then object. In any sentence, rather in any assertive sentence, the subject comes in the beginning of the sentence. That you have to keep in mind. And then comes the verb. Subject and verb, the order never changes. Sometimes the adverb or adjective if required, that we will see when we do such sentences. His watch Rupesh has lost. If you translate it into your own mother tongue, you may find it correct. But in English, it is wrong. You see, his watch is also looking like a subject only. Subject will generally be a noun or a pronoun. Now, his watch. So, his looks like a subject, but that is not the subject. The subject here is Rupesh. After Rupesh, that is the subject, we have to write the verb. And what is the verb? Has lost. His watch cannot be a verb. Has lost, and object is his watch. So the sentence will be Rupesh has lost his watch. She was a film watching. Here also see a film, that is also a noun, and she a pronoun. So what will be the subject here? Obviously it will be she. What was she doing? Was watching. Though was and watching are given as two different words, was watching is a single verb. And what was she watching? We get the object, that is a film. The next is SVIODO, that is subject, verb, indirect object and direct object. If you want to know more about indirect object and direct object, you can refer to my earlier videos. Let's see the sentences here first. A letter him I will write. A letter is also a noun, him a pronoun, I again a pronoun. But we know that subject will be followed by a verb. So we will take the I will slot first. And what will I do? Write. So I is the subject, will write is the verb. What will I write? A letter. So that is the direct object, and him remains, that is the indirect object, and then the direct object, as we said, a letter. I will write him a letter. If I have to write him later on, that is not possible, that will go wrong. It will go as I will write a letter to him. So there the to preposition is required. That is why we are following this sequence or this pattern when we are not using the preposition. Her contract letter me showed Lena. Subject here is Lena. What did she do? She showed. So showed is the verb. She showed, and indirect object is me. It is a pronoun. And what did she show me? Her contract letter. The whole thing will go as direct object. Let us now do subject, verb, direct object, preposition, indirect object, this word order. I just spoke about use of prepositions in the sentence. Cookies for me my mother baked. Here, who's the doer of the action? My mother. So she becomes the subject, my mother. And what did she do? Verb is baked. Direct object will be what did she bake? Cookies is the direct object. After that, the preposition for, and then the indirect object me. Our sentence becomes my mother baked cookies for me. Next is the dealer money to have paid we. Here also subject will be the doer of the action, that is we. Verb, we have only one verb in this sentence, have paid. What have we paid will become the direct object, that is money. And preposition to is given. And whom did we pay money to? The dealer is the indirect object here. As I said here, the pattern is not given. We have to decide which pattern we are going to take. It's not from only the three given ones. Sentences of making the right decision, the CEO, despite recession, was not scared. The first thing we have to do is we will have to find out, what will we have to find out? The doer of the action, and the doer of the action is the CEO. CEO will be the doer of the action. So the first word will be the CEO. Then comes the verb. What do you think is the verb? Yes, was not scared. This being the verb will come after the subject. The CEO was not scared. Scared of what? In the question itself we are getting scared of. So we have this phrase of making the right decision that will come next, of making the right decision. But when? Here an adverb is there. In which condition? That comes at the end, that is despite recession. One more sentence we'll see. Kirti wondered if, because he was rich, work hard for living, Krishit would ever. Krishit would ever and Kriti wondered if. Both the phrases, they look like subject, but when we have this type of sentences, always look for a conjunction, that is make proper clauses. And the first part, that is Kriti wondered if. This becomes the subject, it becomes the main clause. Kriti wondered if. What did she wonder? If. Then comes the subject of the second clause, which is Krishit would ever. So, Krishit would ever. What will Krishit do? Here there are clauses into clauses. Krishit has to work hard for living. So, this comes the third part, work hard for living. Why did she wonder this? And comes our fourth part, that is because he was rich. So, this is a clause into a clause. You can always write like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You number them and try to form sentences. And then you get the correct one. Now, I am giving you few jumbled words. And you have to arrange them to form meaningful sentences like every time. This is an exercise page, but here all sentences are not given at a go. I will be solving each sentence. The first one is good for both adults rising early is and kids. Here adults looks like subject, but it cannot be because we have both comma adult, so that cannot be subject. Rising looks like a verb, but it is not a verb, it is a gerund, so that becomes our subject. Rising early, then the verb is rising early is what? Good. So then comes this good. Good for whom? Both adults and kids. So the sentence goes as rising early is good for both adults and kids. The next sentence is are champions to celebrate we the success of are ready. Champions and we both look like subject, but the doer of the action is obviously here we. So we are ready is already given, so verb we can make out we are ready. We are ready for what? So you get to celebrate. And what are we supposed to celebrate? The success, right? We have to celebrate the success, and whose success? Our champions. Like this, when you break the sentences and keep on asking questions, you can form good sentences. Our answer will be, we are ready to celebrate the success of our champions. Actually, we have so many champions this time in Olympics and even in the Paralympics. And we must celebrate their success. The next sentence is, to see I graduated this day since had waited I. See, there are two I's. One is already having a verb along with it. I graduated. Again here we have clauses. You can see the word since. Since is a conjunction used here. So what will we do? We will take the I first. That is the first I will become our first portion. That is the subject, I. And then the verb is had waited. I had waited to see this day since I graduated. Our sentence is, I had waited to see this day since I graduated. If you start with I graduated, can you make a good sentence? I graduated to see this day. But then what? What about had waited and since? The sentence will make no sense. So whenever you are making sentences, please pay attention on the structure and keep on asking questions. And I'm sure by now you have learnt how to make basic sentences, the smaller ones. About the bigger ones, I'll make another video. Till then, keep practicing with the small sentences. Learn grammar through my channel. See you with some other topic in my next video. Till then, share this video with your friends. Keep practicing. Bye-bye and take care.